In these next three videos, this one and the next two, I thought what I'd do is go through and give you my take on my competition, other law firms that you might think about hiring to get you through your bankruptcy. Every one of my little signs is kind of like a marquee I've come up with to represent that type of law firm. The first one I've got up here is the general practitioner. You'll see their business cards and advertising in the shoppers in different places. They do traffic, divorce, DWI, bankruptcy. I've jokingly put down brain surgery on Tuesdays, but you get my idea. They're all things to all people. Well, let's stop and think about that for a minute. First of all, just kind of from an aesthetic standpoint, your bankruptcy file, it's going to be in his or her file cabinets right next to the traffic tickets and the divorce cases and all. There are different kinds of cases, and you're not going to have that with a general practitioner attorney, but let's look at it from a practical standpoint. The 2005 bankruptcy amendments, if you've watched the videos in this series, you now know that that law was written by MBNA Bank. You had a bunch of bankers in the credit card industry write that law. Well, it's a terribly written law. As a result of that, the number of appellate and bankruptcy court opinions that have been necessary to explain what that law means, they come out every week. Well, once those opinions come down, you and I are bound to conform your petition and your bankruptcy to that law. So the question comes up is whether or not a general practitioner attorney takes the time to stay current on all that. I know in my own practice I spend a great deal of time staying current on those laws. So you have to ask yourself, does the general practitioner attorney do that? Now, with that said, there are general practitioner attorneys that do a great job. So I don't mean to demean attorneys, those attorneys, but you have to ask yourself, how about the attorney I'm going to go see? Is he staying current? That's the important thing. Now, let's look at another practical consideration for a general practice attorney. My office is here in Springfield. And if you've been through the videos, you know that if you live in any of these counties, your 341 meeting is going to be held either here in Springfield or in Carthage. Now, the 341 meeting is probably the only appearance that you're going to physically have to make in your bankruptcy. And you're going to go there and you're going to testify under oath that what you're saying is the truth. The trustee is essentially going to cross-examine you under oath. Now, when you answer those questions, who is going to be sitting next to you? If you've hired the local practice attorney and his office is not in Springfield or Carthage, he's got to look at it from a practical standpoint, the attorney himself, and say, well, I can't afford to shut my office down and go to Carthage or Springfield for that guy's bankruptcy 341 meeting. My gosh, I know that 341 meetings always run late. If I'm set for 3 o'clock, that meeting may not start till 4:30. I cannot shut my office down and sit there and wait all afternoon for his case to be called. I'm making money working in my office. So from a practical standpoint, what's your general practitioner attorney going to do? Well, he's going to hire a $50 lawyer to stand in for him at that 341 meeting. And he's not going to be there. He can't economically afford to be there at that meeting. Now, by contrast, I will file, if I've got cases in Carthage, which I do on a regular basis, I will file enough cases on the same day so that when I go to Carthage, I've got 3 or 4 or 5 cases, and they're all set for the same 341 meeting day. If the meeting's delayed, which they frequently are, I will have brought a book, and it's fine. You and I are going to go through, maybe, give us a few minutes to visit. But it's not going to be an imposition for me, and I'm not going to hire a $50 stand-in lawyer. But the economics for a general practitioner If he doesn't, again, have the office in Carthage or Springfield, he economically cannot afford to do that. That's an economic reality. So when you meet with a general practitioner attorney, I think what's important is, does he tell you that he doesn't attend meetings? If he does, that's fine. Maybe he'll say, well, it's just a formality. It isn't important that you go to those meetings, that I go to those meetings. We'll have a warm body there. We'll have somebody there. Well, if you testifying under oath under penalty of perjury, 5-year conviction for sitting in the federal penitentiary for not telling the truth, if that's not important to you, then what he told you is probably correct. Let's look at the next area of competition for me. This is the attorney, and you'll see these guys are individuals. You'll see their ads in the Shoppers and different places, and implicitly what they're saying to you one way or another is, we're the cheapest law firm you can hire. And if you come into our office, don't worry about anything. We'll have you in and out in 30 minutes. No big deal. You remember years ago, for people that are my age, Leave It to Beaver, and that, what was it, Eddie Cleaver that lived down the street, a corrupt little guy. How could you do a 30-minute or while you wait bankruptcy? If you've been through the videos on this website, then you know that bankruptcy is a multi-stepped process. And all of the documents that you're going to sign in a bankruptcy, if you're going to be in and out, how would you intelligently read and evaluate all of those documents while you wait? I mean, have you taken 3 or 4 Evelyn Wood speed reading courses? Can you just touch a document and know what it means? How would you be able to do that responsibly and fairly to you as a consumer? How would you do that? I don't think you can. The other part with these law firms is, do you understand what's going on? You know, part of the whole process of getting a discharge in bankruptcy is to have peace of mind. Well, if you've been in and out while you wait, how much do you understand? Do you know that everything's being done, what needs to be done? Have they shared any information with you? No, they're not going to do that. It's just, we'll get to it with the other law firm, too, that I cover in the next video, but so many of these law firms that are doing this advertising and different things, implicitly what they're saying to you is, we, the law firm, will decide what you need to know. Don't be bothering us with your stupid questions. We decide. And if you have the consumer audacity to want more information, by golly, we're going to charge you a hefty amount for that, because you're getting in the way of our production line. That's what you're presented with when you deal with all this crazy business. So there are things to think about. I hope you watch the next video. Thank you.